This is just going to be a short video for my YouTube channel, but I'm gonna just record it on IG Live. The title of this video is The Myth of Good Pussy and Dick and the Mystery of Companionship and Chemistry. I know some brilliant people in the world, yet and still they live in their lower self, so they don't get to exhibit and live within their truth. And it always would confuse me about people. Why are you so concerned with having sex with people as if it is a gratifying experience when this whole world can be manifested upon outside of sex? Or channeling and transferring your sexual energy into things that will create a legacy outside of doing things with your sexual energy that creates trauma, that creates negative circumstances, that creates unhappiness, that creates depression, that creates confusion. And I really do feel that because the inner world is so expansive and so wide, and I also feel that because the inner world is such a dominant force in our lives, that we really strive to build up the inner world through sexual relationships. So when you're having sex with the particular partner that you desire, you feel good on the inside for that moment that you're having sex. What you are feeling is yourself. You're not feeling the partner. So another level is your experience for which you imagine that you're giving off of good pussy is a mere illusion of the feeling that you're experiencing within yourself. Your God force energy is revealing itself to you during sexual expressions. The reality of your God force energy is that it could explain itself to you in a various of forms. Sex is just one of the ways that your God force energy can speak to you. However, we are really looking for that orgasmic experience, that blissful union, that orgy, that threesome, that foursome, that fivesome. You get where I'm going? You're not ever really fully satisfied in sexual embrace. You're never really satisfied in physical manifestations. You're never satisfied in anything that you do in the realms of the external world, because sexual understanding is an internal understanding that actually provides satisfaction to then begin to start engaging in your inner world. One of the major components of your inner world is memory, and memory is such a powerful tool. Everything that I'm referencing from you, I'm just pulling and picking from my memory because I've created a space within my inner world called memory, and it houses all of the things that I want to say when and at will when I need to say it. I don't have to reference a book. I don't have to reference Google. You can reference Google to confirm the things that I'm saying. However, you could reference an encyclopedia to confirm the things that I'm saying. You could reference a magazine to confirm the things that I'm saying. Generally, you can set up your inner world to be a place of memory. That is one aspect of it. But you know what destroys memory? Sexual experience. I'll do you one better. People who are highly sexual people, they don't be remembering shit. I'm one of those people. Only when I've established a relationship with my wife, because I don't have, listen, as a man dealing with multiple women, that's very traumatic, and it takes years off of your life. There are years that I cannot get back because I was engaging with multiple women, because women are literally vortexes that absorb your energy. absorb your consciousness, absorb your mind. And there was times, I'm sure people were talking to me and they were very lucid and very transparent and very open and very honest. But because I was under the spell of a particular woman, I did not hear them, nor do I remember the conversation that was being told or being brought forward. Only when I experienced blissful chemistry and companionship with my wife was I able to develop a sense of security, a sense of stability within myself. It's a different vibration and a different understanding that allows you to begin to remember not only your past life, but your past life is a good conduit for your future projection. And if you don't know who you are, you'll never know your power. Now, the interesting thing about the spiritual life is that it brought forth me, my wife, where we had a predestiny, where we knew for a fact that we would incarnate in this space together and we would find each other and we would co-create and we would become one again. And it was almost like a game of cat and mouse. You understand? Me and my wife, we were both born on a 42 parallel, except she was born in Detroit, Michigan, and I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. Me and my wife both have a third generation grandfather named John. Our first child that we decided to have, the first child that we had together, we named him John. The reality is we didn't know about our third generation grandfather until after we named our first child John that we had together. So you got to understand the psychic energy in reference to being married, being in love, having children, being blissful is it's a reality for you. And if you understand that to be a reality for you, you shouldn't never just be out here fucking people as if you're not actually equally yoked and have an actual birthright with the energy that you've predestined. So when you have sex with people that you're not spiritually linked with, you're essentially cheating on your husband. That is why you're depressed. That is why you're sad. That is why your memory gets blocked. Because the reality is the reality. I did not know my wife before I met my wife, but once I met my wife, I realized that I've known my wife my being is deeply connected to her. If you see us, people will be like, damn, y'all look alike. If you look at like it's the craziest shit.
Especially when I wear my glasses.
Like, it's the craziest shit. Like, when you are connected with somebody at a psychic level, that is the dominant. But your inner world allows that to take place. Essentially, you would have sex. Essentially, you would do dumb shit outside of blissful union because your inner world is fucked up. Meaning that you can't sit with yourself, better yourself, improve yourself, and put yourself in a position to find your cosmic twin flame soulmate. You out here eating chicken wings, doing dumb shit, just out here fucking whoever, whatever. No, you're not spiritually connected to a person. And it's all because you think you got some good pussy and some good dick. That's idiotic. That's idiocracy. And you would never, and it's because you've been so tainted by the music, so tainted by the spiritual men that use their spiritual influence to fuck you and keep it moving. That's the only reason that they're saying that they're spiritual. Like 80% of spiritual men are utilizing the mantle to get some pussy. So essentially, he might have a lot of followers. He might have a lot of tick. He might be really popping out here in these streets, but he not utilizing the platform to elevate you and tune you into the facts or the overall outcome of your spiritual journey. The overall outcome of your spiritual journey is for you to connect with your twin flame soulmate. And how you carry yourself, how you understand yourself, how you understand if you're a masculine energy, how you accentuate your masculine. If you're a feminine energy, how do you accentuate your femininity? Are there guarantees? No. you know the chances of me meeting my wife in this world? 1 in a fucking million. And we just passed the goddamn place where Leah went to school at, allegedly. Highly unlikely that I was ever going to meet this lady. But when you're in alignment, your alignment is unavoidable. When you are actually tuning in to spiritual things, another thing about spirituality and another thing about ritual and another thing about memory and another thing about sex is that you have to be consistent with yourself. I manifested. I feel like I really put forth the energy to manifest my relationship based upon the facts that I was very consistent with spirituality at that particular time. And I'm not dissing or shading. My wife would tell you, like, we worked on like spirituality together. But at that time, I was very, very spiritual before my wife entered into my life. I was yeah, it's like I introduced her to spirituality and spiritual development in an intimate way. And she can bear witness to who I am as a spiritual person because she's with me every single day. So I don't really have to prove shit to nobody because I'm with the person that I do my healing work for. I'm with the person that I'm spiritual for. I'm not spiritual for nobody but my wife and my kids. And I don't mind putting that down. I don't mind y'all knowing that. Because y'all might get confused that I give a fuck whether you fucking or not or doing all of this particular thing. I'm just telling you the actual way that it works. You do not, and the thing about sex is that it's not a physical, pleasurable thing. It's a hormonal, endocrine, reproductive thing that holds a lot of power. It holds a lot of weight. And so the more that you understand this weight, the more that you understand this power, the easier your spiritual development has to be. So when you're doing rituals, be sure to be consistent with your rituals. Do not do rituals for 1 day. Do rituals for 9 days straight, 12 days straight, 30 days straight. Like, spiritually focus on that which you want. Be intent with that shit, because essentially you're saying I want to manifest this and then you only do it for 1 day. That's not the way that it goes. But if you were to actually tune in and tap into who you are, it would be easier for you to be consistent because that's who you are. But if you don't realize that that's who you are, you will do a whole bunch of dumb shit in reference to you having good dick and good pussy. And feeling that that is the spiritual experience that you're going for. And really the spiritual experience that you're going for is utilizing and building up your inner world. And so, of course, I keep talking about the inner world because that is the title of the shadow work course that takes place this Saturday. I'm very excited to share, and I just needed to do a little promo vid for my YouTube channel. So I'm happy that y'all tuned in and tapped in with me for this little 15 minutes, but I'm about to pull up, do some more spiritual work. So I'm gonna cut off this transmission at this particular time, and I'll tap back in with y'all on the flip side. Peace.